Hey there, web wranglers. It's about a week since I've pushed out another one of these, and really liked the privilege I had last week to show up on a meetup and discuss some of the people and the network and so on. I wanted to kind of continue filling in some of those puzzle pieces. What's on your screen right now? I'm scrolling through an article I wrote where I took on a certain smear piece in the New Yorker magazine, which was aimed at cheating Ada Byron out of her historical title, historic moniker as first computer programmer. Right? They didn't want to keep it that way. This was way back in 2001. By they, I mean whatever school of thought Jim Holt here claimed to be representing. He's a good writer, I'm sure. Anyway, I started with that because the whole idea of gender, when we go back to the discussion of American transcendentalist history and how we look back on the age of nation states, like we're still totally into the age of it in people's minds and people's thinking. It's like that's a layer. But ever since astronauts and Earth from space and so on, we've had Bucky Fuller meme of Spaceship Earth, and there's a more mocking tone about admirals both trying to sink, the left side admiral trying to sink the right side admiral, whatever. It's like the picture of all of us on one spaceship, in a way, counter militates against the picture that we're here to sink each other. In what sense is that going to work, right? So there's a sense of kind of train wreck if we stick with this kind of more childish way of thinking. And evidence of our immaturity from Fuller's view was the imbalance against women perpetuating. Like, okay, women can vote now, but it's still, there's a lot about equal rights that's not being granted. In other words, the Equal Rights Amendment doesn't make it into the Constitution. And so I think when Fuller sees the USA as going out of the picture, in a lot of ways, it's something we've seen from a long time ago, right? Going way back, the problems were pretty obvious. But I think with virtual nations, we're going to fill in a lot of the gaps. See, one of the weaknesses of the nation state system is similar to the public schools. Once there are a set number of them and you only need so many, no parents get the joy again or the fun of creating from scratch a brand new school. And that's part of what the whole process is. Retiring schools, too, who gets to do that and what's that about? That would have a lot of celebration to it, right? You wouldn't want to like kick a school off the stage. You would want to have a year to look back or something. Maybe schools run for an average of 10 years before the license moves around. Why I'm saying this is because with nations, same thing. There's so many people who yearn for the experience of sort of a fresh start. And why? Because of arbitrary chronology, should some generations get to start things and have that feeling of creating a nation, and others don't get to, right? So how can we have nations that continually we start new ones? Now, this has been a controversy on Facebook in that if this is CGI, it's really good, but it's not officially any of the Dymaxion cars. Like this one took it. This is a branch. You could say, like the Fuller's car. Let's pull that up. It's more demure, I guess you could call it. And there is a new one. Like there's a recreation of the car in England that brings it back to the present. Let's see, I'm trying to find car stuff. I guess I can't find it right now. Well, right here in front of me. There it is, duh. So, this looks like maybe the new one and the old one. It's like the Wall Street Journal gets to go for a ride in like this one, and it's like, oh, this is bumpy. Bucky's a failure. It's like it's similar to the attack on Ada in a lot of ways. That kind of smeary kind of stuff that they do. Anyway, so I just wanted to give you that background, and I think you would be, if you were ever in that est thing that I talked about briefly last week, and have those magazines. I don't think I do, but the one where Bucky writes about the Equal Rights Amendment and his like anticipating that if this doesn't get in, it's curtains for the USA. He didn't say it exactly that way, or maybe he did. I don't remember, but it's a good article to collect, I would think, and I'm looking for maybe get a copy to put up on the web, or maybe it's on the web already. I haven't really searched for it that much. Anyway, just wanted to touch base and let you go.